You are sitting at a premium rooftop cafe, laughing with your friends. The city lights look beautiful from up here, turning the busy streets below into a blurry river of gold. The vibe is perfect. Everyone at your table is doing exceptionally well in life. To your right, your friend is sharing a story about his recent corporate promotion, gesturing with a hand that sports a brand new luxury watch. Across from you, another friend is browsing a premium fashion website on her phone, planning her next big wardrobe upgrade for an upcoming weekend party. To any outsider looking at this table, this looks like the definition of success. A group of ambitious, high-earning, and beautifully dressed young professionals who have conquered the modern world. But you are sitting there quietly, taking a sip of your drink, looking at them, and you realize a deep, unspoken truth. You aren't looking at bad people. You aren't looking at people who are trapped in credit card debt or drowning in secret bank loans. No, that's the old story. The reality in front of you is much more subtle. These people are actually making good money. Their corporate paychecks are real, their success is real, and their happiness in this moment is genuine. But as you look at the designer labels on their jackets and the premium logos on their shoes, you know a secret that they haven't discovered yet. You know that they are running on a very high-speed, beautifully decorated treadmill. To keep up with their success, they have to keep buying the costume of wealth. A few months ago, you were running on that exact same treadmill. You remember how it felt. Every time a new paycheck hit your account, your first instinct wasn't to think about your future. It was to think about what you could show to the world. You used to spend your Tuesday nights scrolling through online stores, adding premium jackets, trendy sneakers, and limited edition outfits to your cart. You told yourself it was a reward for your hard work. You told yourself that in your professional circle, you needed to look a certain way to be respected. When you wore a brand new, expensive outfit to a social gathering, the compliments felt amazing. That instant hit of dopamine when someone said, "Wow, you look sharp today," made all those stressful hours at work feel worth it. But then one quiet evening, you did something you hadn't done in a long time. You opened your financial dashboard and looked at your net worth. Not just the money that flows into your bank account and flows right out, but the money that actually stays with you. You looked at your crowded wardrobe, filled with thousands of dollars worth of clothes, some of which you had only worn twice. And then you looked at your investment balance. The contrast was terrifying. You realized a profound flaw in the modern system. Looking rich was actively stopping you from becoming wealthy. Every piece of expensive clothing you bought was a depreciating asset. The moment you cut the tag off an expensive shirt, its value dropped to almost zero. You were trading your life energy, the hours you spent working under stressful deadlines, for pieces of dyed cotton that faded after a few washes. You were funding the fashion industry's profit margins, while your own financial foundation remained completely flat. That was the night you made a silent, invisible rebellion. You looked at your reflection in the mirror and made a promise to yourself. You decided to stop buying clothes. Not because you became poor. Not because you stopped caring about your appearance, but because you realized that the truly wealthy people in this world don't play the game of visual display. You decided to clear out the noise, embrace a simple, high-quality, minimal wardrobe of plain t-shirts and trousers, and redirect every single dollar into a completely different dimension. Your friends noticed it almost immediately. The next time you met them, you were wearing a simple, unbranded plain outfit. One of them laughed and joked. "Did you forget to do your laundry, or did the inflation finally catch up to you?" They smiled, thinking it was a temporary phase. They felt a little sorry for you, assuming your finances were tight. You just smiled back, nodded, and changed the subject. You didn't argue. You didn't try to explain your plan, because they couldn't see your bank account. They had no idea that you hadn't stopped spending money at all. You had just shifted your entire strategy. While they were busy buying things to look wealthy on the outside, you had entered a hidden world. You started buying invisible assets. Things that no one can see when you walk into a room, but things that give you absolute power over your life. The first invisible asset you started buying is what elite wealth builders call the walkaway fund. When your friends looked at your plain t-shirt and assumed you were saving a few pennies, they didn't understand the scale of what you were actually building. By cutting out the constant urge to upgrade your wardrobe, by matching shoes and chase fashion trends, you unlocked a massive stream of liquid cash. And instead of letting it sit idle, you piled it into a dedicated, untouchable capital reserve. This isn't just an ordinary rainy day emergency fund. It is something much more powerful. It is an invisible shield. Let's look at how this plays out in real life. A few weeks later, you are sitting in a high-stakes corporate meeting at your office. The company's quarterly targets were missed, and your regional director is furious. He is pacing up and down the conference room, raising his voice, throwing unreasonable demands at the team, and hinting that anyone who doesn't work late nights this weekend might be replaced. You look around the room at your colleagues. These are the same people who wear flawless, custom-tailored suits and drive brand-new cars. But right now, their faces are pale. You can see the visible anxiety in their eyes. They are nodding submissively to every unfair word the director says, swallowing their pride and accepting the disrespect. Why? Because their luxury lifestyle has trapped them. Their expensive clothes, high rents, and premium lifestyle choices mean they need their next salary just to survive. They cannot afford to anger the man standing at the front of the room. Their outward display of wealth has made them completely powerless on the inside. Then you look at yourself. You are wearing your standard plain shirt. But underneath that simple exterior lies your first invisible asset. Your walkaway fund contains 12 full months of your living expenses, completely liquid and entirely yours. As the director continues his corporate rant, you don't feel a single pulse of fear. You don't feel the need to nod submissively. If the environment becomes toxic, you have the absolute power to stand up, close your laptop, and walk out the door without asking for permission. You don't need their paycheck to pay for your survival next month. Your colleagues look incredibly rich, but they are financial hostages. You look completely ordinary, but you possess total career sovereignty. That is the true power of the first invisible thing your money buys. Peace of mind that no luxury brand can ever sell you. But you didn't stop there. Once your invisible shield was fully built, you redirected your cash flow into the second invisible asset, the sleep engine. While your friends spend their free hours walking through luxury malls, looking at the latest clothing drops and discussing which designer brand is trending, you start spending your time and money acquiring digital leverage. Instead of buying things that lose value the moment you take them home, you start buying into automated digital systems and online cash-flowing properties. This could be a niche automated content platform, a piece of proprietary software code, or a structured index fund that owns a fraction of the world's most profitable companies. To the world, you look like you aren't doing anything special. You don't have bags of new clothes to show off on your social media stories. Your lifestyle looks quiet, almost boring. But look at what happens on a Friday night. You and your Dostun Ka group are at a high-end gaming zone, playing an intense multiplayer match. Everyone is laughing, shouting, and completely immersed in the game. Your friends are enjoying their weekend, knowing that on Monday morning, they have to go back to trading their exact hours for dollars. But while you are hitting a high score on the gaming screen, something incredible is happening in your pocket. Your phone silently lights up with a notification. It's an automated payout from your digital asset. While you were laughing with your friends, while you were completely disconnected from work, your sleep engine was running in the background. It doesn't take a vacation, it doesn't care about fashion trends, and it doesn't stop because it's the weekend. It is a system designed to do one thing: convert your saved capital into continuous, invisible cash flow. Your friends are trapped in a linear system. If they don't show up to their jobs, their income stops. They have to constantly manage their appearance to keep climbing that corporate ladder. But by choosing to buy automated digital assets instead of temporary material status, you have built a system where your money works for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You are wearing a plain black t-shirt that cost almost nothing, but your bank account is experiencing a quiet, compounding explosion. This leads you directly into the third invisible asset, which is perhaps the greatest cheat code of the modern economy: buying back your time. Most people in the modern world believe that wealth is measured by the things you can buy. They think that if you can buy a premium luxury item, you are rich. But the ultimate truth is that true wealth is not measured in material objects. It is measured in time. Let's see how this structure works. Your friends are moving up in their careers. Their salaries are increasing, but so is their stress. To maintain their high-end lifestyle and keep up with their social circle, they have to accept more responsibilities, work longer hours, and manage massive teams. They have the money to buy expensive designer shirts, but they don't have a single free hour in their day to sit down and read a book in peace. They have optimized their life to maximize their visual display, but they have completely minimized their personal freedom. You choose the exact opposite strategy. Instead of using your excess cash flow to buy more physical possessions that require your energy to maintain, you start using your money to buy other people's time. You hire a virtual assistant to handle your administrative tasks. You pay for premium, automated software tools that streamline your daily digital workflows. You outsource your repetitive work to specialized freelance experts around the world. When your friends look at you, they don't see a fleet of assistants or a grand corporate office. Everything is invisible, managed through a simple application on your tablet while you sit at a quiet local cafe. Think about the profound difference this creates. While your well-dressed friend is stuck in an office cubicle at 9 p.m., manually formatting spreadsheets and answering endless emails because he needs to justify his high corporate salary, you are sitting at home, reading a book, or spending quality time with the people you care about. Why? Because you didn't buy a luxury jacket. You used that exact same money to pay someone else to handle your routine work. You used your capital to buy your hours back. Your friend has a luxury wardrobe, but is a slave to his schedule. You have a minimal wardrobe, but are the absolute master of your day. You have leveraged your money to buy the ultimate luxury, a zadi from the daily grind. This leads you directly into the fourth invisible asset, the invisible digital empire. In the old days of business, building wealth meant you had to own physical things. You needed a giant factory, a massive physical store in a premium shopping district, trucks for delivery, and hundreds of visible employees roaming around. If people couldn't see your building, they didn't think you owned a real business. But today, the rules of the game have completely changed. The most profitable businesses in the digital age are almost entirely invisible to the naked eye. While the people around you are investing their savings into physical liabilities, like upgrading to a luxury car with a massive monthly payment or moving into a larger apartment just to show off to their social circle, you are quietly buying and building invisible digital real estate. You are investing your capital into automated content channels, cloud-hosted platforms, high-traffic digital publications, and modern media assets. These assets don't have a physical storefront on a busy street. They don't have flashing neon signs or giant corporate logos. They exist entirely as lines of code, cloud servers, and global digital networks. When you walk down the street in your simple, plain clothes, no one looks at you and thinks you are a business mogul. You look like a regular person walking to a coffee shop. But behind that simple interface, your digital empire is operating on a global scale. While you are sleeping, your automated platform is serving users in New York. While you are having lunch with your family, your digital assets are generating ad revenue from viewers in London and processing automated digital transactions from customers in Tokyo. Your friends are investing in things that rot, fade, rust, and lose value over time. You are investing in scalable digital infrastructure that grows more valuable with every single algorithm update. They own things that demand their attention. You own a silent financial system that funds your life without needing your physical presence. This brings us to the fifth and final invisible asset, which is the crown jewel of your entire financial journey: the unbothered mindset. When you first made the decision to stop buying clothes and step off the consumer treadmill, it was hard. Every time you walked past a premium shop window, a small voice in your head would whisper, "Just buy it. Everyone else is wearing it. You don't want to look like you're falling behind." That is the voice of social conditioning, the invisible pressure that keeps millions of talented people trapped in a cycle of working jobs they hate to buy things they don't need to impress people they don't even like. But as you watched your walkaway fund grow, as you saw your sleep engine generate consistent cash flow, and as you experienced the pure joy of owning your time, a permanent transformation occurred inside your mind. You developed a complete immunity to social validation. You attained the ultimate asset, the freedom of not caring what other people think about your appearance. Look at the profound psychological shift this creates. Most people use luxury clothes as a psychological armor. They wear expensive brands because they are insecure on the inside. They want the logo on their chest to speak for them, to signal their worth, and to prove their status to the world. Their confidence is directly tied to the price tag of the clothes they are wearing on any given day. If they show up to a high-end social event in an ordinary outfit, their self-esteem crumbles. They feel small, judged, and anxious. But your confidence doesn't come from a fashion designer. Your confidence comes from reality. When you walk into a premium room wearing a simple plain shirt, you don't feel a single ounce of insecurity. Why should you? You don't need a luxury brand to prove your worth. You know exactly what your invisible shield can do. You know your digital engines are running smoothly in the background. You know that you own your days, your mornings, and your choices. You realize that true status isn't about showing people how much money you can spend. It is about having the absolute freedom to live your life exactly how you want. When you look at someone wearing an incredibly expensive outfit, you no longer feel envy. Instead, you look at them with a sense of deep understanding. You realize that while they might own a beautiful jacket, their lifestyle owns them. They are forced to keep working, keep stressing, and keep running on that corporate treadmill just to maintain that visual image. They are trapped in a cycle of display, while you are invested in a lifestyle of pure substance. By choosing to buy the unbothered mindset, you have freed up an immense amount of mental energy. You no longer waste brain power deciding what complicated outfit to wear every morning. You no longer experience the stress of lifestyle inflation. Your mind is sharp, clear, and entirely focused on what truly matters. Building deep relationships, enjoying your hobbies, exploring the world, and expanding your creative freedom. Your friends spent their money buying things that belong to the fashion houses. You used your money to buy ownership over your own mind. And that is a luxury that no billionaire designer can ever put a price tag on. To understand the true scale of what you have built, you don't need a massive financial audit or a grand public reveal. You don't need to wait until you are 60 years old to find out if your strategy worked. The ultimate validation of your strategy doesn't happen at a glamorous weekend party. It happens on a regular, ordinary Tuesday afternoon at 2 p.m. Let's look at this final scene. It is a beautiful Tuesday. The weather is absolutely spectacular. The kind of perfect, breezy day that makes you want to cancel all your responsibilities and just be outside. You are sitting at home, looking out the window, and you decide that you want to enjoy this day. You want to go for a long drive, breathe the fresh air, and sit by a quiet lake with a hot coffee. You open your phone and send a quick message to your Dostun Ka group chat. The weather is incredible today. Anyone free to grab a coffee and go for a drive right now? A few minutes pass, and the replies start coming in. Your first friend texts back, "Man, I wish I could. The weather looks amazing, but I'm stuck in back-to-back corporate budget meetings until 8 p.m. My manager is watching everyone like a hawk today." Your second friend replies with an emoji of exhaustion. "Impossible for me, bro. I have a massive project deadline due by midnight, and if I leave my desk for even 30 minutes, I'll fall behind. Have a coffee for me too." Your third friend responds, "Stuck in office traffic, moving between client locations. No control over my schedule today." You read their messages, and you feel a wave of deep empathy for them. These are good people. They are successful people. They are making fantastic salaries, and their wardrobes are filled with the most beautiful, expensive clothes money can buy. They look absolutely wealthy on any given Friday night. But on a Tuesday afternoon at 2 p.m., when the world is beautiful and life is happening right outside their windows, they do not own their own time. They have to ask for permission to take a break. They have to trade their finest hours to keep funding the lifestyle that owns them. You lock your phone and slip it into your pocket. You walk over to your wardrobe, put on your simple, plain black t-shirt, and grab your car keys. As you walk out the door, you realize the ultimate truth of your financial rebellion. You didn't give up life when you stopped buying clothes. You didn't become boring, and you didn't lock yourself away in an isolated room. You did something far more radical. You chose true wealth over artificial status. You step into your car, roll the windows all the way down, and feel the fresh, cool air hit your face as you pull onto the open road. Your friends have the luxury clothes, but you have the luxury days. They own the appearance of wealth, but you own the reality of freedom. By choosing to invest in things that no one can see, you have built a life that you don't need a vacation to escape from. You are a silent millionaire in a plain t-shirt, and you are finally living life completely on your own terms.